Okay, so we're finally
Going back to Japan.
yeah, and we're gonna be in Japan for a while,
Yeah,
kind of.
maybe at least. You said we're doing the. We're basically doing Legendary last, right? Like we'll do those three in a row.
Yeah. It's gonna have to
So,
be
10 weeks,
okay.
maybe a bit more with the anime, but there's 10 movies, I think.
Okay, that's not bad.
I mean, well, maybe I don't know. Anyway, Godzilla 2000 released in 1999.
Orga.
Basically, Japan saying, yo, no, TriStar didn't happen.
No, of course it didn't.
Screw you, Roland Emmerich. You and your worms.
Yes, worms
Yeah.
and 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 Jurassic Park
And pregnant babies.
mm, yeah, it's gonna be nice to God, I hate it because it's like there's no reason to talk about it again, but like the the animated series got worse, just like how the Power Hour got worse as we kept going, and it's really just
But did the Power Hour get worse, or did it just become the same?
I remember it becoming markedly worse as they were trying to save money.
Yeah. And then they had some really weird lighting effects. But we don't need to talk about that.
Anyway, we're moving on to we no longer have to worry about continuity.
Except for one of the movies.
Well,
Well, one of them has a continuity of two movies.
yes, but
Technically, these are all sequels to 54.
cool.
So I mean, there's continuity there, I guess.
Slightly, but yeah. So Godzilla 2000, which I don't know actually came out in 2000.
But I keep saying 99.
Yeah, but we called it 2000 because that's when we got it.
No, it's literally called Godzilla 2000. Millennium. The Japanese called it Godzilla 2000.
Damn it. Whatever.
I don't know. I think the fun fact about this one is just a lot of people get 98 and this one confused.
How? There's an actual other monster in this.
Because Godzilla 98 came out around the same time. Because we talked about this like 6 years ago. And we were like, oh yeah, Godzilla 2000 sucks. The American one?
Oh, God, right. Okay, yeah. It's the years that you're like, yeah.
It's like when you hear 2000, you're like, oh yeah, the Zilla.
Zilla, because it was close enough to 2000 that it might as well have been. God damn it.
And then, yeah, years later you find out, oh no, I've been calling Godzilla 2000 the wrong movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll be back in like, I don't know, probably 100 minutes or so.
Sure.
Those were the best damn CGI effects I've seen all day.
Oh, man. That was some of... That was...
It was beautiful.
It was awful.
It's stuff I expect to see on the Sega Dreamcast.
No, that's the kind of CGI you see on the PS1.
Close enough.
I guess. Yeah, so... Godzilla 2000.
Released in 1999.
Yeah. Really... Just...
It really lowered the bar on CG.
Yeah, it did. It was worse than... Destroyer used a lot more practical effects, which was probably for the better. And used CG where it was required. Whereas this movie kind of...
CG everywhere!
I mean, there's a spaceship.
Just plaster it on. Whatever. It's fine.
Totally.
So, plot.
Yeah, so Godzilla opens up trying to give a boat to a lighthouse.
He found it, and he's like, it doesn't belong here. I'm just trying to return it to its rightful owner.
And then he accidentally chews it in half and almost crushes a man. And then these people who are they're setting up signals to track Godzilla, the GPH. Godzilla.
Was it the GPH? I thought it was the GPN.
No,
I thought it was like the Godzilla Protection Network.
Something like that. I guess
like if you
I'm mixing it up with the Power Hour.
Like if you, yeah, that would be a GPH.
Yeah, it would be.
Like if you see a Godzilla, they put you in the Witness Protection program.
Clearly, yeah. So, GPN, which consists of like random weirdos.
It's mostly people who are like really into Godzilla and they want to study him.
Yeah. And so they have this random photographer lady who doesn't know what's going on. And then they almost run into Godzilla.
They go into a tunnel. And it appears that the road out of the tunnel has been Silent Hilled.
Yes.
Like it's gone. It's just a chasm now. And so they turn on the high beams, and what they find is the outline of a Godzilla.
Yeah, and then it gets in real close, and it breathes on the glass, and then the lady accidentally takes a shit ton of photographs, and then the flashes just they bring back Godzilla's PTSD, and so he roars and breaks the glass, which looks like absolute garbage. And then they reverse to try and leave as Godzilla's foot awkwardly stomps through the tunnel.
Yeah, it's really a thing that happens.
Yeah, and they managed to escape, I guess. But it turns out all the photographs the lady took were all ruined by Godzilla's ambient radiation, which for some reason isn't a problem to the people, but whatever. And then we cut to these random guys, and he's like, "We found the meteorite," and we're like, "What?" But it doesn't need explained. They found...
There was just a meteor that's been hanging out for 65 million years or some nonsense like that. So they send a submarine down. They put all these like
balloons.
Yeah, they put balloons on it to surface it.
But then it starts surfacing on its own and pops all the balloons.
And, yeah, and then it just kind of sits there for, like, the day until, like, the sun comes up, and then it just pivots.
90 degrees. Just straight up. And then, and then Godzilla is coming after a nuclear plant, so... this man who runs this weird agency and also is part of the government assembles the military, and they're like, "We have this special missile that appears through anything," and I'm like, "Ha, you're funny." And so
they show it piercing through 3 slabs of cement,
which, yeah, whatever. And so a shit ton of tanks show up at the beach. And then Godzilla shows up at the beach. There's random filler in between, and
there's a whole bunch of tanks, and yes, Baby Rider is now grown up.
Yeah, we've surmised that this random grizzled lame scientist man is the adult form of the child from Megalon.
Even though, does that really make sense? Well, that puts him at like 40 something.
He could be 40. He has
40, 50, somewhere in there.
His kid is around 10 to 12, give or take.
Yeah, okay.
So, it could be a thing. And so, yeah, Godzilla shows up, and,
the military just lays into him. Missiles everywhere.
Missiles from everything and everyone.
Underwater mines.
Oh god, yeah. The underwater mines don't do shit. And then they fire the special missiles, which start blowing chunks off of Godzilla, but he doesn't care. Because Godzilla is now Wolverine.
He's got a healing factor that is disgusting.
But they don't really show it on him.
No, they don't. They say 5 hours. So our main guy, he goes and he grabs some cells because they're just allowed to do that. And he takes 2 pictures of it, one 5 hours after, and he's like, "Yeah, all the scar tissue's gone."
It's just brand new.
So he has to go to the CCI agency, and he's like, "Hey, can I use your things?"
Yes,
and they're like, "Yeah, okay, whatever, but you got to give us all your data, and our rules are the rules."
Mm-hmm.
So they learn about the cells, and they call them the what do they call them? Regenerator G1.
Yeah.
And basically at this point, I think the space or the meteor is starting to break away its disguise as a rock.
Well, yeah, we forgot that the end of the fight with the military is actually the Rock showing up and shooting a beam and just completely fucking up Godzilla. But Godzilla gets in some beams on the spaceship, which
it doesn't do anything.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't do anything, but then it's shown that the front of the Rock is exposed and it's a spaceship, and it looks like garbage, and Godzilla just disappears.
Godzilla gets blasted in the water. He's like, "Man, that was shameful.
That was embarrassing." But don't worry, it won't be as embarrassing as what we see when Godzilla decides to show up again. So, they tie down the spaceship with wires, and they're like, "These will never break."
These were used on King Kong.
Clearly. But they attach it to things that will break. So once the sun shows up, it's like, "No, we're leaving." And they all snap, and they break the bridge that they were attached to. And it's like, it's dumb. And like all the rock breaks away, and it's this weird mouse vibrator bike seat silver spaceship that makes the most generic alien UFO noise and decides to dock with a building.
Yeah, just plants itself.
Yeah.
And so everybody evacuates because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
And the CCI is like, I don't know, I think they use infrared or whatever on it, and they reveal that it's got tendrils.
It's secretly a tentacle monster, but
it's downloading all your data.
All the data. At one point, we see a picture of a butt, which we assume means that it's also downloading porn. But it's mainly trying to learn about Godzilla.
Yeah. And how to change the atmosphere to better suit its needs.
No, don't worry. That plot line will drop real fast. Because I was like, really? We're taking that from fucking Ghidorah, the three-headed monster? But anyway,
So,
they're downloading all the data, but they're stealing it, which is really weird.
They're removing it from the servers, the Earth servers, and then putting them onto their servers.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. And
the internet worked differently 20 years ago.
Apparently. But yeah, so then Godzilla shows up. Oh wait. They're trying to separate it from the building. So they have the brilliant idea to use bombs?
Laser bombs. To blow up the top of the building and hopefully blow up the spaceship. But the reporter lady's in there figuring out what they're downloading, and so GPN father and daughter show up, but Dad decides to stay back and continue downloading the data despite the fact that they know they're going to blow up the building. Yeah, they had 10 minutes to get in and get out, and they're on the 48th floor.
Yeah.
So by the time they've gotten in and up there, I'm sure that the building should have blown up.
Yeah, no, it should have, but...
It takes me 2 minutes to get to the back of the store that I work in.
Yeah.
And, that's not 48 floors.
No, it's not. But anyway, so they blow up the top of the building, and then the ship goes, "Fuck you," and decides to blow up the rest of the building.
It has, a pulse laser thing.
It has an actual gravity beam. It inflicts gravity upon things. Because Godzilla gets hit with it later. Spoilers. But yeah, so, the building just, blows out, but doesn't actually collapse. It's really weird. And
so, our main guy, he's running down the stairs because the elevators aren't coming fast enough. And I think he realizes that the building is being exploded from the top. So he just pries open the elevator and just slides down the wires.
Yeah.
Probably should have killed him.
I don't know if it would have killed him, but it probably would have hurt when he landed, because he landed pretty hard.
Yeah, and his hands would be burned and whatnot.
Yeah.
Friction.
And so reporter lady and daughter show up, and they're like, we need to find him. But as it turns out, he was below them the whole time?
Yeah, he crawled out through a vent.
I don't fucking know.
It was a weird it was a graded floor.
Let's be honest, the human parts of this movie suck. And so we're just waiting for Godzilla to fight the UFO. So they get together and they show back up, and main CCI man is like, you're back. And he's like, yeah, good try, asshole. Tried to kill me.
Almost killed me.
Almost. And so from here on out, the humans no longer matter because Godzilla has shown up.
Yeah.
He's here to fight the UFO. Now, I'll be honest, I don't remember anything that happens until the wires happen. I don't remember how we get, I don't remember if Godzilla blows up the CCI building or whatever.
No, Godzilla goes next to another building, and then they're like, gravity pulse.
No, that was later. That was after the cables.
Was it after?
Yeah, the gravity pulse on Godzilla was after the cables.
I don't fucking remember.
Yeah, no,
it's kind of a blur. It happened 20 minutes ago.
It was bad. Anyway, so Godzilla gets biolanteed, and but then he goes hot and melts all of it and fires some beams. And at some point, the ship docks on another building for whatever reason, and then docks on a third building where Godzilla is.
Well, I think the second building is when it unleashed the cables.
Yeah.
And then it flew up and docked on another building.
And Godzilla didn't notice.
It flew above him, and Godzilla can only see forward.
Well, he can't lift his head high enough to look up. So he turns around, and that's when the gravity pulse is unleashed on Godzilla and buries him in a building. And then the infrared tentacles come out and start sucking out Godzilla's juices. And they make a thing. A really, really shitty thing.
A mushroom.
It looks like the aliens from Nier Automata.
A mushroom.
It's really bad. But then its goo starts to solidify.
It's because there are regenerative G1 cells. It's adapting. It's in a lot of pain as it exists.
Whatever. Anyway, and then Godzilla gets up and then blows up half of the ship.
Yeah, the ship just kind of
it just takes it.
That beam doesn't hurt us, and then half the ship's gone.
And so it's finally revealed Orga has joined the chat. And you make the comment about the shoulder cannon, and I'm like, that's dumb.
Yeah, Orga has a shoulder-mounted cannon that resembles the ship's cannon.
Which is so fucking stupid. But yeah, and it fires the cannon at Godzilla, and it throws him into a building.
And his spines, since they're so big,
oh, they're huge.
He just gets pinned to the building,
and he has trouble getting out. But they don't capitalize on this. They just watch as he gets out.
Oh, and the ship is flying at this point again.
Yeah,
without its back half.
The half ship is flying around, and then it gets between him and Orga.
It acts as a shield, and it just...
it's not a good shield.
It just gets fucking exploded. Orga loses, his right shoulder.
Which is pointless.
But wait, Orga has the regenerator cells.
Orga has the DG cells and the theoretical power to whatever. And...
to self-repair.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, so it starts to repair itself, and it looks gross. But I mean, what else are you gonna do? And Godzilla just proceeds to blow chunks off of this thing. He blows up the shoulder cannon, and there's some really dumb, Orga's got these weird, his fingers are so friggin' long that they don't even do anything. Like, he doesn't even grab with them. He just, like, smacks Godzilla with them.
Yeah, they're kind of less like fingers and more like hard tentacles.
Yeah, but they don't do anything. And then
he just kind of has them in claw formation. He uses them to walk a little
like,
bit.
kind of gorilla-ish, kind of walks with them. But yeah, so Orga then proceeds to bite Godzilla, and turns out Orga's a vampire.
He just wants to become a Godzilla clone.
Yeah.
Because Godzilla is like the only thing that can thrive in this environment.
Clearly.
So just become a Godzilla.
Well, yeah, Godzilla basically is the apex predator. So, he continues to become more and more Godzilla-like. And then, after the shoulder cannon is gone. And thus, Orga decides to open his mouth really big. And we're like, what? And even Godzilla's like, what? Like, actually, like, puts his head back. And then...
The Destroyer chest butthole is
Yes.
now in his mouth.
Destroyer's butthole has joined the chat. And it's in his mouth. And then it turns out there's these weird flaps and stuff, and Godzilla's just kind of staring at this mesmerized.
And he's like, you know what the best course of action right now is?
Just go right in!
I remember
Head first!
I remember what happened at the end of Heisei. I reached my hand into the butthole and got some goodies.
Maybe if I reach my head in, it'll be even better! And so
even Orga's confused by this. He's just like, well, if he's gonna shove it in there, you know.
yeah, I mean, whatever.
More power to him. I
Yeah,
can just get more Godzilla in.
Yeah, just more Godzilla power, and Orga starts to grow spines. Well, then Godzilla decides to go burning Godzilla.
Because he can just do that.
Yeah, this Godzilla could just do that, and it's just like starts to glow completely, and then just blows up Orga.
Hang on. There's a part where Orga just there's looking at his face. He's just like, and you can see the part where he's going, "Oh shit."
Yeah, no, because
I have fucked up.
It's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have swallowed the whole thing.
Oh boy, jalapenos sure are spicy this time of year.
Oh boy, it's gonna be explosive. And yeah, so half of Orga blows up and then turns to dust, and then Godzilla turns around and goes, there's one more villain of this story I have to contend with. And CCI Man just lights a cigarette and goes like, I've never seen Godzilla this close. And it's like, yeah, probably no one has, but and then he just yells, Godzilla!
As Godzilla breaks the one part of the building that he is standing on.
Yep.
Not killing any of the other bystanders.
Because he knows. And so the humans look at each other and go, why does Godzilla protect us? As Godzilla is shown to be stomping through the rest of the city.
And then he just 360.
No, we're not there yet. Because then the next line that follows that up is like, well, I think there's a little Godzilla in all of us.
And then it pans back to Godzilla 360 beaming everything.
Just raising the city to the ground, protecting us.
From the bad Godzillas inside of us.
Oh, Lord. So yes, that is the end, and it's really dumb.
Oh, that ending was beautiful.
This movie sucked. I'm not surprised that we stopped getting the Godzilla movies over here after this one, because this one sucked.
No, it was great. It was beautiful.
Let's give it some ratings. Monster Combat. The Monster Combat sucked.
It was better than most of what Heisei had to offer.
Mainly because there was some hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah, and there was only like 3 beams.
Yeah, the beams were...
Also,
reasonable.
And like, they had to do shit with Orga's suit.
Yeah, they blew apart his suit, and there was clearly, like, multiple suits, which was nice. We also forgot about the really shitty swimming Godzilla.
Oh yeah, the CG Godzilla in the water.
Oh god, it's never been more terrible. Anyway, yeah, Monster Combat. I'm not gonna lie. It was bad.
I contend that it was still better than half of Heisei.
But there wasn't that much.
I know there wasn't that much, but it was still more than beams. What did we give Biolante, like a 6?
I believe we upgraded it to a 6.
Okay, well then give this one like a 5.
Wait, hang on. I'll go back to it.
Give it a 5 regardless.
Yeah, we upgraded it to a 6. I forgot what we gave Destroyer. We gave Destroyer...
Probably a 7.
We gave it an 8.
5 sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep saying 5.
Fine, whatever. Visual effects.
Oh, boy!
Alright! So here's the real question. So I'm not going to lie. The practical effects were bad.
Yeah.
Godzilla's suit was not the best. And every time his silly feet showed up, it wasn't a good time. And the CG was so bad that it became the best part of the movie. Because every CG shot with the goddamn bicycle seat was just... It's never been worse. I would love to ironically give this a good score for visual effects, but I'll be honest, I don't think it deserves it.
If we're going to give it an ironic score, give it a 5.
5 is about as good as it can get, because honestly, it's canceled out by the stuff that was actually bad, and there were lots of, like, it's Godzilla on a green screen. Very clearly on a green screen.
There was a man who was, like, blue-tinted.
Which we haven't seen since, like, versus King Kong.
Yeah! I don't know how their technology regressed, but it did.
Like, this whole movie just looked bad. Like, it looked worse than Destroyer. Alright, plot. The plot to this movie sucked.
There was a plot to this one?
Yeah, there was.
It wasn't just, hey, we found a big rock, what amazing.
No, it was, hey, it's Godzilla. Godzilla's attacking. He's destroying our power sources. Hey, there's a meteor. What meteor? I don't know. We're in a submarine. We float up the meteor. It doesn't really work. It turns out it's a spaceship.
It's downloading our data.
No, well, we're not there yet. It fucks up Godzilla. The DG cells are discovered. It docks with the building. It's stealing all of our porn. Godzilla is here to fix everything by blowing it all up. Orga is here to fuck up Godzilla and have a butthole mouth. Godzilla goes burning because he can. Godzilla destroys the real villain of the movie. There's a little bit of Godzilla in all of us. That's the real truth of it all.
You know, when you say it like that, I'm thinking like a 3.
Yeah, no, it was bad. Okay, the acting. Here's the problem with the acting. The dub was bad.
Yeah, but that's the dub. What were the people like? Did the people look convincing when they did it?
They were kind of cheesy. The acting was kind of cheesy, but the problem is that the dub, like, added to the cheesiness as the human villain of the movie, at certain points was like having, like, dumb, really bad, evil laughs. And, like halfway through, I was convinced that the human villain of the movie wasn't actually that bad of a guy. He was just
he was acting very well.
I mean, but then he, like, screams at Godzilla and just, like, I don't know. Honestly, I think the most acting went to the spaceship. I was more fascinated by the spaceship than anything else, because I couldn't figure out what it could do.
It could fly. And then shoot laser beams out of its shoulder-mounted cannon.
And then use the power cables under the ground. And then generate a goo monster.
Yeah, just dropped a whole bunch of splooge.
Yeah, like, just the fucking goo.
So you want to go with a 3?
Yeah, sure, whatever.
Wow, this movie's not doing very good.
Yeah, no. Alright, so, the dub.
I think the dub was excellent. It was the kind of schlock that I wanted to see.
To be fair, yeah, it was nice to have a dub that was bad for the first time in a while.
It was filled with a lot of fish moments.
Yeah, no, there were some weird parallels to 98. That was kind of weird, and yeah, I don't know. How many points do you want?
I'd give it a 3.
3 for the dub. That's the most we've given any dub.
Yeah, this was an amazing dub.
No, it wasn't that amazing.
Okay, fine, give it a 2.
Two would be fine. Special mention. I know what the special mention should go to.
Alright, lay it on me.
There's Godzillans in all of us.
I mean, you're not wrong.
That entire ending scene was magical. It was just...
Why does Godzilla protect us?
As he stomps through the city and then does a 360 beam to everything. And we're like... As that's followed up by there's a little Godzilla in all of us.
Yeah, no, that is magical.
Oh, man. Godzilla in all of us. I mean, I think that's only worth like a 2.
Yeah, if it had happened earlier.
If it had been a theme.
Yeah.
Alright. The total for this fucking movie. It's 20.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Middle of the road. Like, some parts were garbage. The ending kind of brought it around because it was bad. It wasn't Godzilla love theme levels of bad.
Oh, could you imagine if that played on the outro?
It should have! It would have been perfect, but he wasn't leaving and we weren't crying about Godzilla being gone.
No, okay, so it's the Godzilla love theme, but every time it comes up in the lyrics, they change it to Orga.
No, no one wants Orga. Orga sucked.
Yeah, Orga does suck.
Alright, I'll see you next week.
Hey, hang on, we gotta rank this Godzilla because we never see him.
Oh, god damn it.
So, starting off, I just want to give out some stats.
Okay.
55 meters tall. 25,000 metric tons.
Okay. I think the Heisei Godzilla was like 30.
Like 30 metric tons?
Was it?
No, he was like 50.
Or 60.
50. He was Zilla weight.
Right, yeah.
So, I think first things first, does he beat TriStar Godzilla? Yes. Yes, just in terms of durability.
Yeah, completely broken ability. If we are to assume that it works even a fraction as well as it does in Orga.
Yeah, also he took missiles like a champ, and these missiles were designed to go through things.
Yes, they were designed, they were like, it pierces everything.
Mostly concrete.
I mean, yes, but bunker busters do that, so who cares?
Alright, so next up on the matchups, Showa.
Oh, easy.
I'm thinking he still beats Showa.
Complete, utter destruction. Like, it's a joke. Showa is deader than dead.
Yeah, because his beams actually do damage, and Showa's never did damage.
Showa's just kind of like sparks. They did the Power Ranger sparks. That's all they ever did.
Alright, Heisei Pre-Ghidorah.
Dead.
Are you sure? Because Heisei Pre-Ghidorah is 80 meters tall, also twice his weight class.
But this Godzilla can go burning on command.
That is true.
That is the strongest move I have ever seen. It is insane. He got all up in Orga's business and blew up. This Godzilla would just have to perform the exact same move.
Yeah,
I don't think 80 meter Heisei... Wait, no. Wait, hold on. This is pre-Ghidorah.
Yes.
He was only like 50, 60 meters
No, he
tall.
was 80. He was 80. He was big.
I thought that was post. So
No,
it was post 100.
Post is 100.
Oh, god damn it.
Also 10,000 metric tons heavier.
Okay, but... I mean, this Godzilla, you can throw him wherever, but the problem is that he's never been explicitly shown to be as regenerative as this one can be. And again, I still think the on-command...
The on-command...
burning explosion is...
I mean, he did kind of level a pretty good chunk of city.
And blew Orga to bits. Like, again, I think all this Godzilla would have to do is just, like... Oh, you're gonna bite me. I'm going head first. Good luck surviving this. You're fucked.
Okay, so Power Hour. I feel like Power Hour loses this one just because of the weight.
Oh, right, yeah.
And he can't deradiate him because, like, This one isn't powered by radiation.
I mean, he is, but
We don't know to what extent.
Yeah, and also
he emits it, but he doesn't. I don't think he would be. Drained of it.
The emission seems to be related to his regenerative properties, so like it might be just a byproduct. It's unclear, but no, like yeah, power hours fucking paper.
All right, Zilla Jr.
No, because Zilla Jr. is just as vulnerable to. I mean, he takes missiles better, but not that well. He's not as tough as. He's not as tough. He's far more intelligent. But at the same time, I'm like, would he be intelligent enough? I wonder if digging would save him from the explosion.
It might, but does he have a kill move? I mean,
on this one, no.
They've both got fucking bullshit regen, so I don't think any physical thing is gonna stop.
I mean, honestly, I just think like the go nuclear option. I don't see.
Sorry, Zilla Jr. No, you're no longer the bronze.
No, like I think he loses.
It's definitely a lack of a kill move, I think.
Yeah.
Because you can slash away at Godzilla all you want. If he's got a fraction of what Orgus regen powers are, it doesn't matter.
No, it's.
He will just be back up in a second.
You're done.
All right, say post Ghidorah. Now we're looking at somebody who weighs definitely twice as much and is twice as tall as you. Who has a nuclear shout and red spirals.
So
and potential regen.
Yeah. But the only regen was Mechagodzilla 2 post Ghidorah?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, yeah, because that's how they make it.
Yeah, that's when they blow out his ass brain.
The only reason his ass brain regenerated was because of Rodan. But
yeah,
we don't know if Rodan then, his gift to him included that regen.
It definitely included the red spiral.
And the red spiral beam...
that melted through Mechagodzilla.
True.
Who was designed to be not melted through.
True. But...
And then I guess this is also the same Godzilla that got bodied by Space Godzilla.
Kind of.
Kind of had to have Mogera do all the work.
That is true. And again, I feel like all it would take is if Godzilla just performs the Orga move and blows Godzilla's head off, I don't see him coming back. But the problem is that we don't have a good comparison for how powerful this explosion is, because we know that Godzilla can't take his own heat over a certain extent because of the existence of burning Godzilla.
Well, that's a different Godzilla. We don't know.
No, it's the same Godzilla, just overheated. So there is a heat limit.
Oh, I see. You're saying if Heisei could take the explosion.
Yeah, that's the problem we have to solve, is because that's about as close as we can get to how durable Heisei Godzilla is to an internal heat-based attack.
Who says it's internal, though?
But what I'm saying is that I feel like the only chance Godzilla 2000 Godzilla has is to perform the Orga move. Again, this is like...
But does the Orga move need to be inside the mouth to work?
Because I feel like Heisei Godzilla could take it on the outside.
Okay, because I don't see Heisei bending over to be like, get in my mouth. Heisei would just kick him.
Well, the problem is that Heisei doesn't really bite.
Yeah, Heisei doesn't move his face down.
Yeah.
So,
Like,
that face is...
it's so
you have
high.
to be standing on top of yourself to get in there.
Yeah, no, and the only monster from 2000 that can make a leap like that is Orga, so that's not gonna work. God, we forgot to mention that Orga does a fucking kangaroo hop.
Yeah, it's amazing. He channels his inner Megalon.
It's really bad. Anyway,
you can almost see the wires he's swinging on.
It's a rough time. Yeah, so I personally, I don't like as good of a move as the go nuclear option is. I think the only reason it worked on Orga is because he went
could get it inside.
Because he went in. But what's crazy is that Godzilla 2000 can take that.
Yeah, with minimal side effects.
He shorts out for a little bit, and then he gets right back up and goes right back to beaming the city to death. So I feel like that indicates that this Godzilla can take heat better. So that leaves the question of, does the spiral beam exceed that threshold? Because in order to defeat this Godzilla, you have to out-damage the healing factor.
Yeah, you'd have to literally explode inside of it.
Or
much
just
like Orga.
Or just blow enough chunks off of it that it's just like, no, you're done. I mean, Orga seems to indicate that if you blew up Godzilla's head, it's not coming back. As much as that weird animation that we saw of him fighting...
I suppose, yeah, if you blow up the brain, then, I mean...
What's there to...
It's probably not going to regen, because, like, his... well, no, because his tissue regened.
But would...
But I don't think it would still function. Like,
But there'd be no central nervous... there'd be no head of the central nervous system to continue the... Like, the rest of Godzilla might still be alive...
So, does the question now become, can Heisei Ghidorah decapitate Godzilla? Because I like to assume he could, just on size advantage.
But again, Heisei Godzilla is basically never shown to go into melee mode.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he can't just, like, fall over on him.
True.
You're not getting a man who weighs twice your size, who weighs twice your weight off of you.
It's so confusing how strong this Godzilla is, because he doesn't really perform any feats of strength.
If only he was slightly bigger.
Yeah, no, 55 meters is just not... It's not cutting it. I don't know, like... I feel like it really comes down to whether the spiral beam punches through this Godzilla. And to be honest, if human-made missiles can do it, I get the feeling the spiral beam probably could.
Yeah, I mean, like, the spiral beam literally melted diamond-coated titanium or some bullshit, whatever super mecha Godzilla was made of.
Yeah, it can pierce through the hardest thing ever, and the missiles that were made to pierce through every known material could get through Godzilla, so... Yeah, Heisei probably.
Well...
It's sad, because I wanted him to fight Burning Godzilla, but I feel like that would have been a wash.
I feel like it would have been too, because, like, fuck, Destroyer couldn't even get near Burning Godzilla.
Once he went full, like...
Once he started to melt down, even Destroyer was like,
God,
I'm sorry, yeah.
Can't even get in close. Yeah, so, yeah, no, I think...
But hey, 2000 made it pretty far up the list.
Yeah.
Further than I was willing to give him credit.
Yeah.
I was thinking pre-Ghidorah Heisei probably would have put him in his place, but...
Yeah, no.
That fucking go nuclear move is kind of a little broken.
It's kind of busted.
Alright, join us next week for a movie that I fell asleep during twice.
Oh, God.
See you later.